The BBC Micro. Certainly my best memory of school. It's the first serious hobby computer any authority could buy. And the first serious mass hobbyist's machine. The BBC contracted Acorn to push kids ahead in computers, and just look at these sockets. Plenty of room for plug-in processors, studio music boards including samplers, networks, teletext receivers, for the proto-internet style pages broadcast with a telly, robotics kits, speech chips. Home machines may have had the graphics and flair, but these had the tools, and we were put ahead in the world. Many of our blokes are still there now. Look at all that expansion. I picked up my two Beebs for a rather tasty £40, with disk drive, which certainly beats the original £1,000 for one machine and drive in 81. But still not damn bad for a 2 MHz 16K machine, later 32. So, at least after having the power supply remended, here we go. A solidly built schoolroom project machine. And I'm glad to say I did miss the early years of home computing, with most affordable software needing to be entered manually, regardless whether you could actually afford the extra expense of just a tape deck. And a lot of them took up whole books. No, but it did have a wonderful basic. Maybe the best in the business. And kids certainly queued up to play on the BBC. Ah, that's better. Let the machine do the work. No! Oh, even this isn't brilliant, as I need the hi-fi as well. So for all the trouble that takes, with decomposing tapes and equipment not as it was, at least I've got some games to play on. Even those for the Acorn Electron, that cuts down BBC to appeal to gamers. But the Beeb was never a games machine, so it flopped. But at least BBC users still had much to crow on. Killer applications? Many better games of its own. Government backing. TV shows for it. Fun while you were learning, making it our Apple II. And with the BBC ending up using it in their studios, it isn't a bad little thing. But that still didn't make it any less a pain in the backside using it without a disk drive. Now it's a real machine. Aided by copying programs to CDs for far simpler loading. Plus the SD card drive to load whatever's online. No wonder even the Xbox 360's on the back burner. can't wait to get the full hang of this. Though there is still one thing in using a professor's computer. And it's that you feel a very special sense of privilege to have joystick compatibility, and even then with a control that's not all that brilliant. But then if I'm after that kind of supreme leisure experience, I'm looking at the wrong computer. And I'm amazed in fact that any software used to work at all, with cassette as the dominant storage medium. Even back in the 80s, people had an awful lot of trouble. And especially where the machine now needs to cool down after a couple of hours, emulation will definitely be my first port of call for casual gaming. So in all, a popular and exciting machine that could do a little of everything, with other computer users even wanting experience of it too. Though I'd still see it used less than the C64, which holds together much better these days.